YouTube, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Enrique Wow here once again. 9.1 PvP talent tier list coming at you again. Today we're doing the Mistweaver monk. Yes, so many changes. I am so excited, man. I don't even play Mistweaver anymore, but I am so excited for anybody who does play Mistweaver, man. You guys are going to be the GOATs in 9.1. I played it mostly in 8.3. A little bit of 9.0, but my Mistweaver days are probably over. It's okay. I can still help you guys. If you're a beginner or if you're an intermediate player and you want to learn more about where these PvP talents fit, this is the video for you. You guys are going to be the GOAT, so you don't have to worry about it. You'll be fine regardless. Let's go, man. Fresh video. I haven't done a Mistweaver in the past, so I'm glad this is the time to do it because they're going to be so broken. Number one on the list is Chrysalis. This got changed a little bit. I think a little bit of a nerf. Yeah, reduces the cooldown of Life Cocoon by 40 seconds. Now it reduces the cooldown of Life Cocoon by 30 seconds. Honestly, it's S tier because Chrysalis or Life Cocoon basically is your only defensive cooldown, like emergency cooldown. Even though it's not that good in Shadowlands, to be honest. Like, Cocoon is honestly kind of trash now. Just because damage is so high, Cocoon gets eaten through. And it doesn't have the buffs from BFA like it used to. And you don't have the serious cooldown reduction like you used to in BFA as well. But I'm pretty sure you're still going to have to pick this up. Just because it takes your emergency cooldown and gives it a lower cooldown. Yeah, so you don't really have a choice. Sorry. Next, counteract magic. So, what it used to do is renew and miss, which is your heal over time. Heals for 135% more when a target has a dot on them. So now, removing hostile magic effects from a target increases the healing they receive from you by 10%, stacking up 3 times. So it won't be as broken as it used to. Like before, this, if anything had a dot at all, a magic dot, you would take this 100%. It increased healing by so much, right? Now it's going to be not as good because it only works on a dispel. And what I'm thinking that WoW was thinking was this would have some synergy with Peaceweaver. I'll do Peaceweaver next just because it kind of shows. So Peaceweaver Revival's cooldown is reduced by 50%, which would make it a minute and a half cooldown, I'm pretty sure, and provides immunity to magical damage and harmful effects for 2 seconds. So my guess is they expect you to take this with this because Revival is also a mass dispel for all your friendly targets, which would be pretty good compared to the other. But without, it's basically like a 10% increase to heal when you dispel a target. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure where to put this now. Maybe like a B. It used to be an S. But with this new change, it's probably more like a B. Yeah, because it's just off dispels. And you won't use the dispel unless it's like a polymorph. So you won't be using it off cooldown most likely. Because you would need it. Maybe for like roots. I don't know. This video is really curious. I'll give it a B for now. Just move on. Next is, what is this called? Dome or something? Dome of Mist, I think. Yeah, Dome of Mist. This wasn't changed. They should have changed it. Now, Enveloping Mist transfers 100% of its remaining periodical healing into Dome of Mist when dispelled. This ability, I've rarely used this. Yeah, absorbs damage. All healing received by the monk is increased by 30%. So like, if people are removing your hots over and over with like purges, so maybe if you play against like a double purge team, this guy has some play, but it's super niche, like super niche, you know. Like it increases your healing by a good amount, but only if somebody's like constantly purging your hot, which is not often with a Mistweaver because you only have one hot anyways. So you won't see that play a lot. So it's probably still like a C. Next is Healing Sphere. Coalesces a healing spear out of the mist at the target location after 1.5 seconds. If allies walk through it, They consume the spear, healing themselves for 140% of spell power, and dispels all harmful periodic magic effects. Maximum healing is 3 spears. Maximum 3 healing spears can be active at a monk. So in arena is so hectic. It's actually hard to make use out of this. I've seen it run in 3s for sure. Definitely against like Shadow Priest or like Affliction Locks. I've seen this run. Definitely like Mistweaver, Walking Dead. But it's super niche, and your team has to be extremely aware of this. Like, you can maybe drop this down for extra healing if you're like getting hard turtle and you're trying to just live. You know, you can throw these out and they can just walk through it. But other than that, it's actually really hard to pull this off. Definitely if you're like a pug player, or you're not like playing with like an extremely good group, this could be kind of hard. So that's probably still a C. Next, Surging Mist. I think this was changed in 9.1. Let's check. Yeah, they actually removed Surging Mist. Okay. So Surging Mist is no more. It was never taken anyway, so that's fine. I'll move this to the end. Next is Refreshing Breeze. So it used to increase the healing of Vivify by 20%, and Vivify refreshes the duration of Essence Font. Now, duration of Soothing Mist channel, Expel harms healing is increased by 50%, and dispels 1 magic, disease, and poison effect from the target. Stacks each time Soothing Mist heals the target. That's actually really good. Soothing Mist is your channel, so yeah, that's actually really good now. It increases Expel harm healing, which is your healing, and dispels 1 magic. Oh, so counteract magic actually makes kind of good sense. Maybe not, because you're dispelling yourself. Man, these talents have a lot of synergy. This is probably an S tier ability. Just for the Expel harm healing increased by 15% would keep you alive. It's a Dispel, which is so good for your teammates. So if you don't have Dispel up, you can just use this and you just channel it real quick and get a Dispel. That's super good. And it stacks. I wonder how much it stacks. It doesn't say. But still, that's pretty good. I like that. Maybe that'll actually have some synergy with Dome of Mist. Maybe. Anyways, that's a really good talent. Refreshing Breeze, I used to take this one, it was just a Vivify heal. But now I would take it probably even more. Just because it has some really good effects to it. Next, Disarm. Same as always. You fire off a rope spear, grappling the target's weapon and shield, returning them to you for 6 seconds. S tier ability, so good. Main reason why, it's a ranged ability. So it's going to be really good against warriors, anything like that, paladins even. I really like this ability. I take it a lot, definitely in 2s. Love it. Next, Zim Focus T provides immunity to silence and interrupt effects for 5 seconds. So it's Mistweaver's Aura Mastery. It's also really good. I use this a whole lot in 3s because, I mean, you don't want to get kicked. Definitely against if you're getting trained. But it's also good against Wizard Cleaves too, man, because it's hard to juke kicks as a Mistweaver monk because you're usually channeling, right? So you gotta like cast and channel at the same time. So you always don't want to get kicked. So really good in 3s, probably better than the grapple weapon because I take it more often. Really good ability. I mean, it's good for anywhere from a beginner player all the way to the highest range of the players. So next, Imminence. This also received a change. What it used to do is reduce the cooldown Transcendence transfer by 15 seconds. Now, Transcendence transfer can now be cast if you are stunned, and the cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds if you are not stunned. Wow. Mistweaver Monk's #1 problem, right? The main reason they aren't picked up right now is because they are so susceptible to dying in stuns. This is insane-o. This was already an ability that you would pick up every time because the reduced port was so good against melee cleaves. But now it fucking saves you in a stun, bro. That's insanity. Insanity for Mistweaver monks, dude. You guys are going to be the goats because of this. Your main issue was dying in stuns. They gave you this and one more that I'm going to mention in a second. That's just it fills the gaps, you know. Now it's just a strong healer. Yeah, man, crazy. Next is Dematerialize. Dematerialize into a mist while stunned, reducing damage taken by 30%. Each second you remain stunned, each second you remain stunned reduces this bonus by 10%. So this ability is also good. It's a 30% wall while you're stunned, and I'm pretty sure it's passive, so you don't have to like press it or anything. I think this might be an A tier because I think Imminence is better. Why do I say that? Because Dematerialize, for one, is only 30 seconds, which is not that high. I think that's equivalent to the Pally wall when they're stunned. I can't remember the name of it, but whatever that Pally wall is, this is equivalent, I'm pretty sure. But it also drops, so if you're in like a 6-second kidney, you know, you're only eating 30% less damage for 3 of those 6 seconds. So I think it's still going to be pretty good. Maybe against like, I don't know when you would take this over Imminence. Honestly, I would take Imminence every time because it's 2 in 1. You also get the cooldown reduction that you always want if you face the melee cleaves, so you can predetermine when you want to get out of damage. So if you're in trouble, you can pre-port as always and get the 15% reduction. But if you don't get the chance to proactively move and you get stunned, you can now port anyways. That's insanity. So that's way better than Dematerialize, I think. And you get 2 for 1 value out of that. But I still think the Dematerialize is going to be pretty good. I just can't really think of a situation where you would take it over Imminence. By itself, it's probably A, but synergistically or in synchronous to everything else is probably not an A. It's probably like a B because these two overlap pretty hard. But yeah. Next, new talent, Thunderous Focus T. Thunder Focus T can now additionally cause Crackling Jade's knockback immediately, or cause Essence Font to increase your movement speed by 70% and provide movement or immunity to movement and parent effects. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think I'm trying to think of the time you would take this. The knockback is really good. Crackling Jade's knockback is actually pretty decent. And this would also give you a reason to press Essence Font in Arena, because you would get 70% movement speed is so good. And you also get a freedom. So that's pretty decent, man. I don't know if you would have room to take this, but in itself it's probably an S tier ability, just because what Mistweaver Monk does best is run, right? They can run from damage, run from CC, run from etc, etc. And it also gives you knockback, so you can like mitigate yourself from taking damage. And Thunderous Focus T you're gonna use anyway, and then you take in the last row you take the whatever it's called, the one that gives you 2 charges of this. So I mean, it'll fit into your rotation very, very well. So I like this ability a lot. I just don't know when it'll be taken. It's very situational compared to some of this other stuff. Next, the new revival ability, Peaceweaver. As I mentioned before, revival's cooldown is reduced by 50%, and it provides immunity to magical damage and harmful effects for 2 seconds. What I don't know is if Peaceweaver, when it says harmful effects, what does that mean? Like, does that include physical attacks too? Like, is this just a 2% or 2-second immunity to all damage? Or is it just magical damage and harmful effects being like something we don't know about, you know? Either way, it gives you a revival down to a 1.5 minute cooldown, I'm pretty sure. And revival was buffed too. You gotta remember that. So this is gonna be really good. I think there's some serious synergy between this and maybe like Refreshing Breeze, which will make you like a dispel bot. You can dispel whenever the freak you want, and it's fine. You know, like I don't think it has much synergy with like Dome of Mist, because maybe it does. Enveloping Mist transform 100% of his heals. Yeah, it does have, because if your Dome of Mist gets purged, so you have purge and dispel like heal buffs, which is interesting. But I don't think you still take this. But you could take Healing Sphere, and if you dispel that too, you know, you'll be even more of a dispel bot. Like your team would never have any fucking thing on. They'll be clean at all times. But I think honestly, despite that, you're still gonna take this just for the heal, man. It gives you another emergency cooldown every 1.5 minutes. Let me make sure revival. I'm pretty sure revival cooldown is 3 minutes right now. I'm just gonna check real quick. Yeah, it's 3 minutes. So they give it down to 1.5 minute cooldown. Plus you have Chrysalis, so you'll be a little bit more emergency oriented. Like if you need some quick heals, you might have a little bit of a better chance. Because Mistweaver throughput is not the greatest right now. So yeah. There you have it, man. This was an interesting one. This is the first time I've looked at a lot of this. Like I've seen these and I've seen what they do, but I haven't thought of them as like a whole, you know? Like I haven't thought like, how can you use these together, you know? One interesting build I see is taking Revival, Refreshing Breeze, and Healing Sphere. I know you might not do that, but if you take all three, you'll be a Dispel bot, dude. Like, if you play against a Wizard Cleave, you wouldn't, or like Rogue Mage even, like, nobody would sit CC. Like, it'd be crazy. Like, I can imagine, like, Mage Lock is going to be big, you know, other classic cleaves. So that could be a really good thing. Even if you take 2 out of 3, like Peacekeeper or Peaceweaver, along with the new Refreshing Breeze, you can be really good. You can keep your team pretty clean. But Imminence is going to be really good. You're going to take this a lot. Chrysalis is probably one of those that you don't want to take, but you probably have to, right? Just for the cooldown reduction on Life Cocoon. Man, the Mistweaver has some choices, bro. This is gonna be hard. Like, you've got some real choices. Like Aura Mastery, you want that, you know. You want this one, but the new ones are so good. Like, no stun deaths, wow. Dispel bot, yes. Increase on your own expel harm. It's gonna be tough. If you want my personal opinion, against like a standard melee caster setup, I would take probably Imminence, Life Cocoon, Peaceweaver. Keep it safe. If I play against the Wizard Cleave, I would probably take Refreshing Breeze, maybe Peaceweaver, depending on if it's an Affliction lock and they have Dispel protection, and probably Aura Mastery. Melee Cleave, I would probably take Chrysalis, Imminence, Disarm. There you have it. Really exciting, man. Mistweaver is going to be, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the meta healer. Definitely for Wizard Cleaves if you play against, you play with Wizards. But maybe even for melee Cleaves too. Just depends on the throughput. Either way, you guys are back. You guys are back hard. You had a hard 9.0, but 9.1 is going to be insane. Thank you guys for tuning in. Next series is going to be a Rogue series. I don't play Rogue myself, but I'm going to have my arena teammate jump in. He's been duelist for multiple seasons, just like myself. So, yeah, man. I'm excited to see what he has to say about Rogue. We're going to do all 3 specs. So, Outlaw, Subtlety, Assassination. It's going to be fun. We're going to have him in the chat, and we're going to chill and go through the same tier list. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.